Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Yes, it's been a while since you've heard from me. There are so many things going on, y'all. All the floods that's happening, all the earthquakes that's rumbling them, or earthquakes or magna that's moving them below the surface of the earth, the solar flares, the grand minimum solar cycle that's going on, and nobody's really talking about it as far as on the main news. You have to get your news off of the internet, right? So people who are reliable, who are showing you exactly what's happening. So the last time we spoke, it was about what's going on in the world, especially with Harry and Meghan and how they're being used as tools and they're getting paid. Harry has this new deal with Penguin Books to write about his story. I mean, they've already released how many movies about him on Lifetime, and they've written Finding Freedom and all this other stuff. There's nothing else you could say. The only thing I would want to hear Harry talk about, I won't say that. What would be interesting, I would just put it that way, is if he talked about all the stories that was out about him not being Charles's son and how that made him feel. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying how that impacted him. Was that part of the reason why he's been having mental issues? Also, how did he handle it when his mother passed, and relationship with some of the girlfriends he's had that was very serious, and why they didn't turn out the way he wanted them to. Being the second son, to the heir apparent, how did that affect him? I don't really care about Meghan's saga. They've already talked about Meghan. I don't care. We do know, and I'm telling you, I know Lady C was saying she doesn't believe that there's some conspiracy going on. It is just not a conspiracy. It is what it is. They are being used as tools to take down to play their part now. They're not I'm not saying they're the top of this plan and they planned it out. They're being used to take down the monarchy, and that's my opinion. It really feels like that because Meghan and Harry are not that smart to be able to do the damage that they're doing. You have to think about it. They're not that smart. It takes a team of people to do what they're doing. Okay, y'all, we're back at the place. Clifton's shifted the trailer, so we have to level it. I ain't around. I ain't gonna be around it. So y'all know the grand solar minimum is happening, and there's a lot of weather events going on right now. So, we all talked together about a week or so ago about what's happening and how we feel like Meghan and Harry are being tools for this climate control issue. They're getting paid. I'm sorry. I know Lady C, I was listening to her video the other day, and she was like, she didn't believe it was a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. This is an agenda. So Meghan and Harry are playing their part. They're getting paid to push climate control and taking the VAX and sharing for the United States and other countries to share the resources for the VAX. Remember they did the Vax Live? And I heard somewhere someone was talking about who was pro this, saying that the reason why they would do our country wants to help, and want other countries to help pay for the VAX for the other countries who cannot afford, like Africa, let's say, is because they don't want anybody to have a lawsuit saying, well, if you have a passport that requires you showing that you've had the shot or the vax, that it's not discrimination. And so in order to eliminate that, we're paying for all these lower income countries to be able to get the VAX. So when we require you to come to our country, you have to be required to show that. Just like with Britain's doing now for going into restaurants and bars and wherever, and big arena events. It's coming everywhere, y'all. It's going to be everywhere. And there's so many steps ahead of planning we don't even know. And now you got our governors here on this bandwagon, along with the federal government. That's what I'm going to say, the federal government, saying that since so many people have not gotten the VAX, then now we're going to use another tactic. And this tactic is we're going to blame the non-VAXers for causing deaths of the people who have been VAXed. Where have we heard that before? So we got two major events going on. One, if you remember anything about history, with the GEWSs, right? They had to go around with a yellow STAR, and the government pit the people of Germany against them, saying they were the cause, among other groups, for their economic depression they were having. And so that allowed people to acquiesce and be okay with, eventually over time, because everybody was suffering and fearful, to go ahead and allow the Germans to do what they were going to do with the JEWSs. And so now we have the same similar situation going on. And I know y'all said you can't compare the two. There's genocide, and then there's depopulation, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. It's going down the same path. So we'll just get everybody, since everybody didn't want to hear our let me tell you what's going on. My husband's always playing his loud music when he's working. This is too funny. I gotta let y'all know what's going on. Every time we come out here we work, he has his big speakers out. We got people on the top of the hill above us who's been here for 30 years or more. And what you hear in the background is they have now started to play their music very, very loud. Like nobody was ever back here. They hardly even come. But because our music is out with the speaker, they're playing their country music louder than Clifton's playing his music. Anyway, I don't really care. You know, music is music. I like all of it. So he can play it as loud as he wants to. I'm good. Anyway, so what we have is this tactic they're playing to now, because they have the bully pulpit, which means they're out, and they can be on TV every day, and they can actually shut things down. They have the ability to tell companies, if you allow people to talk about certain things, then we're going to cut you off. So those companies like Facebook and other places like Twitter are starting to cut people off from talking about anything that goes against the agenda now. Anything. You can no longer have free speech, free thought, free anything. That's the way it's going. And they're even saying it loud and clear. You can't say this. So the WHO says you can't say this, and this country said you can't say that. And we've never had that before. So these minor distractions, like this music that's playing right now, is only to frustrate you, to get you to bow down to them, to get tired of the fighting and just give up. And if you don't give up and you want to be a fighter, then what they're going to do is just get the other people who are okay with it, who are fearful, who are afraid of everything, to do the dirty work for them, which means this is what we're going to do. We're going to tell y'all that these people are killing these people, or killing y'all, because they won't get their VAXs. So, because they won't do that, they're the cause, they're the blame. So you're pitting two different groups against each other. And we're talking about unity and equality. What the heck? This is not that. So I'm not doing a reading today. I will do a reading soon. It's just that I just want to talk about that these people are being, not only Harry and Meghan are being used as tools, the citizens are being used as tools to hurt each other. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. And the floods that's coming right now, do I believe that it's government? I don't know, but they're saying they have a rain call system that's been tested, tried and true, where they can use weather events and make them worse. They can't create rain or floods, but they can make a rain somewhere where it's raining. They call it accentuate or accent the rain. So are they blowing up floods? Are they blowing up dams to make these floods so they can overall get control of people? So if you're not going to leave, and we're going to ruin your land. We're not going to just take your houses away from it. We're going to say it's an act of God, and it's going to flood you out. And there's an earthquake's going to hit. We're going to do fracking so we can cause these earthquakes. I don't know. We're going to use the sun's flares and take some events to tools to accentuate what the sun's doing. Take down the internet systems. I don't know. I mean, y'all got to think about this. This world is not what it was prior to 2019. So I will do a reading. I will. I just can't do it tonight. It's getting dark. I've been working out here for a little bit. And I'm going to go meet my neighbors who are playing their country music and just say hi. Because we can. And we are about being friendly. It's just that when you come out here and work every day in the hot sun, well, every day, every weekend, you just need music. And we don't have a lot of good internet systems, service out here where we are. So he brings his music in his playlist and off his MP3 player and play. And so now they're just gonna be, I'm not gonna call them rednecks. They're just gonna be, I don't know, anti-neighborly and play theirs. So we're just gonna play and battle the bands. old school R&B against country. What do you think? And Little Bit's having fun. Watch. Little Bit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey, girl. Hey, Little Bit. You all can see Little Bit anytime you want to, unlike some of the other people. Oh, and let's talk about the book. The book that deal that Harry has now, I'm going to do a reading on that and see if it's going to do well, but it's another distraction. The only thing I want to hear Harry talk about is some of the mistakes he's made in life. If he wrote about that, I'd probably say okay. But if he's going to continue to actually denigrate his family, I don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear about it. It's just another ploy for the elites to pay him to continue to take down the royal family. And I keep telling y'all that it is true. They were hired to do it. They were one of the groups that was hired, people who were hired to do it. And of course, they didn't come and say, hey, y'all, we're going to hire y'all to take down the royal family. Of course not. They put a lot of different opportunities in front of them, and it was advantageous. And they started out with equality and women power. And because listen, if that was the case, Meghan, the Queen is the most powerful woman in the past 50, 60 years. Talk about women empowerment, okay? She should have got on board with the Queen and she did not. So that should tell you something wrong right there. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Gotta go. Bye-bye.